Hi everyone, it is Foul Play here, and I'm back playing some more Modern. So just another league here today with Bogles, of course. I've got my standard 20 lands and my standard 12 creatures. With my auras, I've only made one change from the last league. So I've removed a Spirit Mantle for the second Spirit Link. There is a lot of burn running around at the moment, and getting some extra life gain would be handy. So with my auras, I've got 4 Elves for Ethereal Armor, for Grispoon, for Hyena Umbra, for Rancor, and for Daybreak Coronet. Then I've got 2 Elves for the Sentinel's Eyes and the Spirit Link, 1 of Spirit Mantle, and 3 Path to Exiles there in the main deck. Moving over to the sideboard, I have got 1 Path to Exile, I've got 3 Rest in Peace, I've got 4 Leyline of Sanctity, 2 Seal of Primordiums, 2 Force of Vigors, and 3 Gadok Teagues. So we're going to put that all aside. Oh, why am I clicking on Legacy? And get ourselves into a Modern League. Right, so we found our first opponent here. We won the die roll, which I am a big fan of. We're up against Wirecat, and it's a little creature flooded, but it's pretty good. I'm going to keep it. Like, we've got 8 power, including our creature's power and the auras, so that's pretty good. Hopefully we find a land to just throw everything down onto the field in a very efficient manner. Alright, looks like we're up against Elves. So, usually Elves is pretty good against us. If we get a Path to Exile or something, we might be okay. Okay, we did get the Path here. Now, Heritage Druid is very important for them. More important than the Scout is, and we've got extra backup creatures in hand. I'm actually going to offer the trade here. Seems we missed the land drop. And they're not going to take it. They're just not. If they do, I think it's advantageous to us. If there was like a Llanowar Elves or something, maybe I wouldn't have done that. So here's a Dwynen's Elite, so that's going to give them a token, and then they're going to be able to tap those 3 creatures for 3 mana. So obviously they've already got all the mana in the world, and we're just going to look to Path and Azuri on the appropriate turn. They can play a lot of different elves at the moment. So the one we don't want to see is Nettle Sentinel, because it untaps every time they cast a green spell. Alright, so we do find a Ethereal Armor here, and a land. Sorry, we find a land. So I'm going to go ahead and attack my opponent here for 5. And then we need to find a good time to path my opponent's creature. I think it's going to be during the draw step, so they could tap their 3 creatures for a plus effect to get 3 mana, then they'd have 5 mana. They'd be able to buff their creatures, but all their creatures would be tapped. So we're just going to do it in draw step. So really good draws. I would have liked to have drawn those cards in the reverse order, obviously, so I would have had an extra 2 damage on my opponent, but that's fine. Just getting both those cards is very good for us. Next turn, Rancor, we can attack for 8. That's not lethal. Maybe if we draw another aura, we can get them for lethal. Path is also a very good kill spell here, because they can't regenerate. They can regenerate another target elf with the ability, but they can't obviously regenerate itself. But if we were to target a different elf with a Path to Exile, they wouldn't be able to regenerate it. I guess it removes it from combat anyway. So the only real point where it would be relevant is if it was like a Heritage Druid or a Nettle Sentinel, really. Sideboard-wise, we're going to want this Path to Exile, and then probably some Gadok Teagues, because they can have Court of Calling, it looks, or Collected Company. Other than that, it's not a huge amount we want. So yeah, there's the Collected Company. Hopefully they blank on anything important. Like, if they get more Dwayne in his elites, I'm fine with that. Devoted Druid combo? Yikes, that's scary. Why do we have to verse Devoted Druid Elves? I mean, fortunately they're not able to do much with it this turn. Tapping another 3 mana. Elvis Chancellor, yep. Okay. So we're getting attacked for 3. They've got a big attack next turn. That's pretty decent. Well, let's go ahead and attack for 8 here. And my opponent's already got all the mana in the world. So I'm probably just going to want to have target a Lord here. I might want to do it. Elvis Chancellor gets Elvis Chancellor. Is that an issue? I don't think so. I think we're more concerned about... So how much damage have they got on board at the moment? They've got 3, 5, 8, 10... 13, 14, 15. So I could pass Heritage Druid upkeep. Or draw step again. I think Heritage Druid is the target here, because it's their only way to generate lots of mana. Excuse me. I guess if they have Visor of Remedies and white mana in hand, they could go Devoted Druid. And get infinite mana that way. I don't think that's the case, or else they'd have to be drawing white mana this turn for me to be doing something very loose here. And they're doing a fair bit of math in their upkeep here right now, or in their draw step, pardon me. Looks like they have decided to float the mana. We're only 1 attack off killing them as well, so getting very close here. And they're searching up another Elvish Chancellor, so that's going to be really good for us. Oh, that goes onto the battlefield? I thought it went into hand. Okay, it goes onto the battlefield. That's pretty strong. So they have 14 damage on board at the moment. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. Obviously, if they play another Lord from their hand with Devoted Druid, we're just a little bit screwed. Why is this not dead? It's got 2 neg counters. Oh, it's buffed from the Lords, right. Oh, man, and Shaman of the Pact in for the kill. Well, we weren't beating Shaman of the Pact anyway. So, they just got us this game. That's a shame. Top card was another creature. Not really what we want. Alright, so we want some number of Gadok Tig. I feel like that's possibly too many, so just go to 2 there. Spirit Dance is going to be very good at racing on the play. We definitely want the 4th Path. We want the Spirit Link. We want Sentinel's Eyes. Spirit Mantle is pretty good, but expensive. Maybe Tig is just too greedy. We'll go 1 Tig and... Do I just minus a core Spirit Dancer because they can have Fatal Push, Assassin's Trophy? Yeah, I think I minus Maybe the Sentinel's Eyes. Alright. We'll just trim down on that. Oh, this deck can have discard as well because they got the black. That's super lame. This is not a very good clock. And very land heavy. We can cycle the lands, but that's possibly... Ethereal Armor is one of our best auras though. Alright, let's keep it. This is pretty iffy. I can definitely see myself mulliganing this hand as well. If we get a couple of good draws, we'll be good. And by good draws, I mean like any aura. I would consider a good draw. Alright, so Elvish Mystic on turn 1. It's not what we want to see. We will shock it in though, because it is slightly more health efficient than the Horizon Canopy, or at least if we draw an aura to cast next turn, it will be. And we're probably just going to cycle a Horizon Canopy next turn anyway. So get in for 4 points, and yes. Cavernous Souls for those decks with counter magic. Very, very powerful card. Very versatile as well as far as the number of creature decks that are playing it. Like even in Amulet Titan, which doesn't really run that many creatures. It's not a tribal deck. It's just that powerful that they play it, obviously. So nice, aggressive turn 1 from my opponent. Excellent. Oh yeah, right on time there, Mr. Glade Cover Scout. Awesome, awesome. So we had 2 absolutely awful draws. I guess we just cast this, and maybe we're on defense now. I think the likelihood of them killing us next turn without Elvish Mystic is quite low. I think if they had Elvish Mystic, I'd probably be on blocking duty here, but I think I can attack here. And then if I draw Grispoon next turn, I can win. So they can very potentially just empty their hand here completely, but I don't think they can do that and 18 damage. Just attacking with Azuri. Alright. Does that mean they have collected company and they're potentially looking at hitting an instant speed Reclamation Sage? I think it quite possibly that's exactly what it means. Oh man, our draws are just garbage. We've seen 5 cards and we haven't seen a single aura. Oh wait, no, we saw Rancor. That's not fair. We've seen 5 cards and we've seen one aura. So I feel like they're going to tap the other Cavern of Souls here. Although I guess if they're floating 3 mana from the Heritage Druid, then yeah. Okay. So hopefully no Reclamation Sage. We're very likely just dead next turn. I guess I should have mulled this hand. I think we low-rolled our draws. Alright, well there's the Reclamation Sage. That's a very good card. It's probably just eating Ethereal Armor. And a Chancellor. I can't imagine they block at all here. They probably just tank the 4 damage and then kill me next turn. Unopposed. Elves is a very rough matchup because, like, our average hands will beat... Sorry, our good hands will beat their average hands, but our average hands will lose to their average hands, and their nut draw just smashes us no matter what. Alright, so they're just blocking with Reclamation Sage. I don't really see the point of that. That's going to put them to... Oh, they're going to regen it? Yeah, of course. I'm a damn fool. So regen will remove it from combat, so we won't lose our totem armor here. Once had some of my friends at a GP, the judge didn't know the correct ruling on regeneration. and made it assign combat damage after it was regenerated, which is completely wrong because you tap it and remove it from combat. And they wanted to appeal to the head judge, and the head judge was just like, no, that's right. And it's like, can you look it up on your phone? And they refused to. It was absolutely atrocious judge call. So yeah, that's well and truly enough to kill us, I think. Might as well throw out our 1 point of blocking. We could have potentially played our other scout. And, you know, double block, save an extra point of damage. As you can see, -9, it wouldn't have mattered. I think cycling the canopy is correct because if we hit our Griff Spoon, we can play it and we have them for lethal. And they don't necessarily hit Reclamation Sage off of their collected company. So we knew exactly what line they were doing. We just were like extremely like low rolling that game. Oh, on to game 2. Alright, so round 2. Or match 2. Losing the die roll up against Alcander. And yeah, this hand is solid. I'm going to keep it. Alright, looks like a control deck. So Path to Exiles to Fairies. I'm probably not leaning on Core Spirit Dancer for the damage, but she's a great draw outlet. Alright, let's go ahead and fetch a Temple Garden. Get our Bogle on the board. Like, you might potentially want to save that for a Dryad Arbor there. I feel like if they top deck a Terminus or something and I need to crack that for Dryad Arbor, I'm probably not winning anyway, and the percentage chance of me drawing a land next turn is not, like, huge anyway, so I think this is fine. It's probably as much of an argument for the uptick of thinning the land out of my deck. Spreading Seas, alright. Calm down, opponent. Alright, so Path to Exile. I think I might go in on Core Spirit Dancer here, actually, after that Spreading Seas came down. I'm just not going to have the aggressiveness. Like, I could throw down Rancor and attack for 3, but then if they Spreading Seas my other Temple Garden, then I can't even attack because they could Ice Fang Coddle or something, or even Snapcaster Mage Chump Block, which I'm not a huge fan of any of that. So, if this is Teferi, it's pretty bad for us, but I think I sort of have to go for it. I mean, even if they do Teferi, I can just, like, attack and kill it, and that's fine. Alright, so at least we get some mana back now. And they did that during their turn and not our turn, so we get to untap it. So that's very bizarre to me. Alright, another Spreading Seas. Sure, let's go again. You got the other path? Like, this is absurd. Maybe I should have just thrown the Rancor down. I guess we wouldn't have had the planes then to cast first strike effects, though. Holy shit, man. Calm down. You gotta be running out of Spreading Seas by now. Be, like, extremely amusing if they had, like, the 4th Spreading Seas there and just double Spreading Seas one of my lands to flex. Alright, blue-white Stoneblade with Spreading Seas. Well, I can't cast anything now, because I didn't expect triple Spreading Seas. I think against Stoneblade, even if I did the turn 2 Rancor or the turn 2 Hyena Umbra, I would have been in a pretty bad spot anyway after the second Spreading Seas resolved. I think gambling on core was right, and I think it was right both times. I mean, could this guy's deck stop being Cancer? I will kill this Teferi if I draw a land for Griffsburn. We can still win from here. We just need to draw the mana sources. Well, of course, very likely just awful now, so we'll just ditch that. Alright, so hardcast sword, equip it, attack, untap all their lands. Yeah, feels great. Guess I'll just discard a Hyena Umbra here. They're now holding up counter magic. Like, this is so shit. Just like a normal, decent hand, and we would have just smashed them. Alright, well, good game, Mr. Spreading Seas deck. I'm going to take out some core Spirit Dancers because they're very bad as a creature against the deck with so many paths and Teferi. I might want it as a draw outlet, but like as an actual creature going on, it's pretty average. Spirit Link's also probably a bit weak. And Spirit Mantle's fine. Vigilance is fine. I might just minus a Griff Spoon. So we'll go with that. Alright, so we're going to be on the play for game 2. And hand's awful. Hand is keepable. Guess I bottom the Force of Vigor. Although maybe it's a seal. Okay, I'll bottom seal. It's just like one's bad if they have Spreading Seas and the other one's like really good if they do and we draw a green card. Like, so yeah, we'll gamble with this. We've got Vigilance, we've got First Strike. We've got a really good clock with this hand. Hopefully no Spell Pierce. Maybe I'll play around Spell Pierce by playing Sentinel's Eyes here. So not exactly like a high value Spell Pierce target, right? And seems we missed our land drop. If that resolves, I'm just really, really happy. Alright, so that resolves. Also, we have no way to enable the escape at the moment. So yeah, attack for 2. Typically get land screwed, so that's all good. That happens. Field of Ruin into Stoneforge Mystic. What a surprise. Alright, come on. Let's hit our land drop here. No. Never when you need it. We're also hitting like white cards, so we can't even cast Force of Vigor here. I mean, Force of Negation, ditching Spell Snare. Great. Well, at least if we ever resolve a Daybreak Coronet, it's they've got one less counterspell for it. It's like so unfortunate this game so far. And we draw a white aura as opposed to a green card or a land, so like, I'd much prefer land there and be able to hold up Path to Exile for the Germ token. At the moment, I'm, attacking for 3. They can't block, but then, they gain 1 of that back. So they net a life over this attack, between this attack and our next attack. So, that's extremely frustrating. Wonder if they have Spell Queller here. Teferi bounce something? Alright, whatever. Probably going to bounce my Sentinel's Eyes on my Griffspoon. Alright, whatever. Cool. Alright, right on time. Well, let's try and resolve this Griffspoon. See what they do. Force of Negation, pitching Shark Typhoon. Alright, so it's a Shark Typhoon deck. Gotcha. Well, let's just path this Germ Token now, then we can freely attack Teferi. Hopefully they don't have any basic land in their deck, although with Filter Rune you'd be pretty surprised, wouldn't you? Alright, attack Tef. Tef down, instant speed back. Excellent. So I'm going to just guess they're going to counter whatever the first aura I cast it now is. I'd be very surprised if that wasn't the case. Alright, so I'm going to assume it's clear to cast Ethereal Armor now. Cool. Let's attack for 6. Be great if they Field of Rune us so we can hold up Path to Exile. Are they just returning this to hand in end step? Alright, well that's not bad either. Seems odd, like one more mana and they could just equip it to Stoneforge. Sure. Alright, so I reckon we were fortunate enough to draw ourselves out of this one. Despite being land screwed and out-tempoed at the start. So we're going to definitely path during our opponent's turn. Maybe I do an upkeep before they potentially draw a counterspell. I've got 2 of them. Maybe draw step. Cool. It's really good. Be great if they played land and just went all in on Stoneforge Mystic here. We just kill it and kill them. I'd very much like to see that. That'd just be absolutely perfect. Teferi, I mean, in response, path your creature and you're dead no matter what you do. I mean, technically we put them to 1 with our next attack. Alright, they just concede. They can bounce our Ethereal Armor, and if they have the 3rd Force of Negation, counter it, and all of that. Alright, so with Spirit Mantle in the deck, maybe it's better to have the Griffspoon in. And I guess Seal of Primordium loses value as well. Shark Typhoon. Yeah, maybe Spirit Mantle's better. Sure, I'll keep this, but we want to see more auras, and we're hoping they don't have Force of Negation. So I might sort of bait it by playing Hyena Umbra, and then holding, like, not adding my 2nd mana and playing Hyena Umbra just off the first one. And then if it resolves, we can obviously cast Ethereal Armor afterwards. Alright, absolutely awful draw, but you never know, maybe we draw Force of Vigor, and that is a green card that can pitch to Force of Vigor. No Stoneforge Mystic. Still going to do the same line here. Double Ethereal Armor is better than, you know, Ethereal Armor, Hyena Umbra. Have they got Disenchant? It's looking like maybe a Disenchant. Okay. Nothing. Turn 3 Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. It's not a bad one. So if we play land, we play around Spell Pierce, which I like. So Ethereal Armor. And if we just... Pitching Snapcaster Mage, and we know Sword of Feast and Famine is in their hand. Alright, let's hold on to this path for now. That's got to be a good one. So I guess we still play around Spell Pierce. They've got the Spell Snare. That's very unfortunate. Still, we have a really good clock here. Great. So if they've done that, one card in hand, we kill their creature. If they don't have another creature, they're 2 attacks until dead. So that seems really good to me. They play a land. They can have Shark Typhoon. I think the most that can do is 4 though. Triple blue, Archmage's Charm? Sweet. Sounds good to me. Oh man. Alright, so attack for 4, hold up path. And I can't help but think we're going to get there. Scalding Tarn into Concede? Have they got Cryptic Command here? Yikes, that draws have been awful this game. Look at all this land. Why do we need it? So pre-combat, sacking the Scalding Tarn for Mystic Sanctuary. Targeting Archmage's Charm. So Cryptic Command to tap draw. Or tap bounce the Mystic Sanctuary. What are they doing? Disenchant? Alright, their tapping is very confusing here. Alright, you tapped me. And they bounce the Mystic Sanctuary. So Archmage's Charm on top. Well. We can shuffle the Archmage's Charm, which seems pretty worth it. Because then they don't have a draw effect. Are they still actually going? Holy crap, man. Could they just chill for a minute? So unless they have a Cryptic Command in hand, we can kill them next turn and they can't stop that. Right, alright, so we draw Rancor, which means we get Trample, which is fantastic. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. Thank you. So we can trample the damage, we attack with both creatures, we get the win. Yikes, we had to work for that one. Holy cow. Just like stumble slightly in that matchup there, and like all of a sudden it becomes a very difficult match. Okay, let's get into match 3 here. Losing the die roll up against Enkai. And let's see what our opening hand gives us. Alright, so opening hand is decent. I'm going to keep this. Sunbait Canyon, so it looks like a burn deck. Possibly Boros burn with the Goblin Guide here. And what's on top? Spirit Mantle? I mean, Spirit Mantle is not a bad one. So we're going to go ahead and cast our Bogle. And just pass the turn. Next turn, crack this Windswept Teeth and hit double Aura. Be pretty strong. Then we can gain some life. Double Swift Spear. Whew. It's a big scary one. So we're getting attacked for 4. Glade Cover Scout on top. Bit of a dead draw. So here I think I'm actually going to just cast Spirit Mantle and hold up Chump Blockers. If we draw Daybreak Coronet, it's slightly better. And seems they've got the prize creatures now, like we're potentially just going to block more damage than what we would be gaining, like the 2 life. So I think this is possibly our best move for that turn. Alright, here comes a Lava Spike. Get their prize triggers, all of that. Skewer the Critics. Alright, so I guess we're going to see what their hand is reloaded. Oh, that's just 3 damage. Never mind. I thought that was the one that floats 2 cards. So, another Scout on top. Really bad draw. Currently, my opponent is hitting us for 8. We could block the Goblin Guide and not be able to fetch again. So, that seems pretty bad to me. I think we'll just block the Swift Spear. Alright, so Hyena Umbra, Spirit Link. Now we can attack for 3, gain 3, cast a Scout and Chump Block with the Scout, and then we're just dead to like any burn spell. Oh, it's not great. It's not great at all. I can't help but feel like if we had an Ethereal Armor, this game would have been much easier here. Cycle. Alright, prize triggers, attack wide, and we're dead. If we didn't attack, we were screwed anyway. Like, Skewer the Critics, an extra 1 mana burn spell, very strong. Very strong. Alright, so against burn, I bring in my ley lines, I take out my core, I bring in... actually, 3 path is probably enough. I can bring in a Force of Vigor for a Spirit Mantle, and we'll go with that. Force of Vigor hitting Eidolon of the Great Revel can be quite relevant. Alright, so we are going to be on the play now. And hand looks awful. Let's throw it. Hand looks really good. Let's keep it. We'll bottom the Horizon Canopy. We get protection from their burn spells and evasiveness plus lifelink. Fantastic. Big old fan of what's going on with this hand. Alright, just one time give me a land. I mean, I don't really want the land, but definitely take it if you're offering. Alright, so old Griff Spoon and Spirit Link. Actually, Spirit Link quite possibly was a very loose play there. I should be holding that for an Eidolon of the Great Revel turn 2 here. I think I should have just played my second Griff Spoon. Sentinel's Eyes is a very nice draw though. We just need to find our first strike. Alright, opponents conceded to that. Sweet. I didn't think what we did was all that threatening, but apparently so. Now being on the draw here, I might take out a Grispoon, bring in the second Force of Vigor, because Eidolon's going to be that much more menacing, right? And, yep, seems decent. Let's, oh, actually, might cut a Misty Rainforest for the extra path as well. Especially with those Goblin Guides, like, we're more likely to get gifted a land for free as well. I mean, I guess I'm reducing the likelihood of that happening, but, yeah. Alright, hand is garbage. Throw. Still garbage. Still garbage. We haven't even got a fetch land here. Like, honestly, what is this rubbish? This is absolutely pathetic. I can't mulligan to 2. Alright, let's bottom all our auras and keep Path to Exile Leyline and hope, because all our hands were just awful. Like, what are we supposed to do, man? What are we supposed to do? Absolutely atrocious. Goblin Guide into land, please, and then we draw a Hexproof creature. Sweet. Alright, well that's good. So we'll play Windswept Heath and we can filter our draw. Sweet, we can do it in response in between the triggers. Glade Cover Scout on top. Alright, so we'll just take the damage. Draw our Scout. Minimize damage as much as possible. Again, we get these Goblin Guard triggers and we can path in response to them. Potentially get a new buy. Slippery Bogle on top, so we don't want Slippery Bogle. So while the other trigger's resolving, fetch. And we'll look to path the Swift Spear here. Force of Vigor on top. Okay, that's kind of trash. It's going to take 4 to go to 7. And... Not sure. Not sure. Wish I had another fetch line to crack here. Giving something double strike with Boros Charm by the looks of it. Let's cycle this Horizon Canopy. Our deck is not being kind to us. I mean, I guess we got the Hexproof creature, which is stage 1, or step 1. But, yeah, this is bad. This is real bad. Attacking with 1 Goblin Guide. Razorverge Thicket to hand. Awesome. I'll take it. I don't know why they're not attacking with both. That doesn't make much sense to me. Cycle out of the canopy. We got to draw an aura sooner or later, right? Nope. Later, obviously. Much, much later. Daybreak Coroner on top. Well, it's pretty upsetting because we can't cast it, and we sort of kind of need to jump block here because I can't resolve any auras. I don't know. To out-cycle Horizon Canopy into a Path to Exile, jump block, draw the next Path to Exile. Alright, well, that's very, very interesting. Show him our wonderful, wonderful luck with our wonderful hand. Well, mull to 3 and yeah, managed to just do very disappointingly. Awesome. Alright, so hopefully match for Bez. You know, better consistency for our deck. We lost the die roll, which I'm never happy about. Up against Carl, 1991. Are you kidding me? We go up against Devoted Devastation. Please, God, no. Absolutely, please, God, no. The reason I'm saying that is Lurrus got revealed. Alright, so if this is Burn, we're actually pretty good. So I'm going to keep this, bottom a singular Daybreak, and hope it's Burn. Because quite frankly, I can't beat Devoted Devastation. It's not something my deck does well. Just do that so that it... Harden Scales. Alright, maybe we stand a bit more of a chance into this matchup. Get that slightly more on the screen so people can actually see what I've got here. Alright, so Temple Garden. Temple Garden. And throw down creature. See how good that turn 2 is. Turn 1 Harden Scales is always a scary one. Ink Moth Nexus. Walking Ballista is better than like a Metallic Mimic, so I'm fine with that. Let's just get our attacks on here. Attack for a nice solid 4. Don't have flying to block Ink Moth Nexus yet, which could be an issue. Although they don't seem to have a particularly explosive hand, so I'm happy about that part. Arcbound Worker, only a 3/3. Man, it'd be so good to draw flying here and just fly over the top of that worker, not give them the ballista counters. Although that is also just very good. And Spirit Link, go up to 8 damage. Gain 8 life. Seems very, very solid to me. When that goes on Walking Ballista, I guess it gets 5 counters, so it goes up to a 7/7. And we still trample a lot of damage there. Alright, so they just let it happen. We gain a lot of life. What you got, opponent? What have you got? Second Ink Moth Nexus. Alright. Into Hanging Back Walker? Sure. Oh, and they're still attacking. Oof. Oof. Sure, why not? We have got it all this game. It's made up for the variance in the last couple of matches. Really, the rest of the league so far prior to this. Because the deck is just running hot right on this match. Alright, so opponent concedes. Awesome. Awesome job. We got that. So Path to Exile, Force of Vigor, and Seal of Primordium. All very good here. On the draw, Core Spirit Dancer probably just isn't even good enough. I don't know. Probably Trimmer Sentinels. We want all our Gristburn. Trimmer Spirit Mantle. Trim a land on the draw. Sure. Seems decent. Alright, all we want to see is a nice keepable 7 that doesn't get destroyed by Thoughtseize here. Alright, well it gets destroyed by Thoughtseize, but it's very capable. Well, at least we have the Dried Arbor to go in on, I suppose. Their play is Thoughtseize. Green mana, excellent. That's what I like to see. That is what I like to see. Alright, so turn 1 Bogle and pass. Inkmoth Nexus. Nice, scary one there for us. Walking Ballista on 1. Yep, sure. Bounced up to 2 by the Harden scales. So now we just go double Hyena Umbra attack. And next turn we can Daybreak Coronet or potentially play Path to Exile plus an Aura. Or potentially Daybreak Coronet plus Path to Exile if we draw white mana. Currently this forest is looking like a pretty average draw to me. I say that, and then if I draw a Rancor, I'll just be, you know, praising the forest super, super hard. Hangerback Walker. Sure. Arcbound Worker. Alright, so this is all currently not at all scary to me. Great. Alright, let's go get that basic planes here. Cast out Daybreak. So this also sort of disguises Path a little bit because it wouldn't make sense for us to tap the Horizon Canopy there. Attacking for 6 and no blocks and awesome. Phyrexian Core, sack an artifact, you gain a life. Well, that could start to get very annoying. Throne of Geth. That one is a problem. Volt Scourge. Wow. I didn't realize this deck played Volt Scourge. Looks like a fantastic draw to me. So here we just attack. If they go all in on something, we can path it in response to the modular trigger or after the modular trigger is resolved. And our blocks are all going to be like good. We just deal first strike damage and kill everything, and then the modular triggers after everything's dead. Alright, so I don't think it matters where I put, which order I block. Oh man. You just blew yourself out, opponent. Bam, trample for the win. Awesome. So, getting there that game. Very happy with that. Alright, the deck actually performed, you know, how it's supposed to perform. So that was good. I'm going to pause this one here and I'm going to be back for the last match after training. Okay, and back from my costume change here. Round 5, or match 5, let's go. We are up against Granham. And I feel like I've played them before. I'm going to say Bant maybe. Maybe we'll finally get to test this build against Bant. Hand looks great. We're going to keep. Opponent's down to 5 cards. Wow. Maybe it's Neoform or something, or Dredge. Tron. Okay, well, Tron mulligans pretty well. Rancor's definitely a good draw there. Gives us that turn 2 attack for 5, and it lets us disguise the fact we have Griffspoon in hand. So that's really strong as well. Sweet, double tower. So they get a Sylvan Scrying for a power plant here. So if they had a mine, they would have played the mine. So I have a very good feeling that the opponent's going to struggle to make Tron here. So we're going to lead on Ethereal Armor. We don't need to worry about Oblivion Stone popping our board next turn. So we can just get our nice aggressive attack for 5 happening. So there comes the plant. Expedition map. So they have access to Tron next turn, and Ugin would be backbreaking for us. Draw another Griffspoon. So what's the play here? Play double aura, attack for 9. And then if they have Khan, we win. I guess Hyena Umbra will give us Totem Armor as well in case they have Oblivion Stone. So we'll attack for 9, put them to 6. As long as they don't have Ugin, we get the win. Sweet, only 7. Oh, wow. All this dust is just as good. Man, well, that's pretty backbreaking. That is pretty backbreaking. Let's get rid of this. Man. Ooh, well, opponent has officially stabilized with all his dust. Getting main deck play in Green Tron again. Alright, what gas card are they finding off this Ancient Stirrings? Wormcoil Engine? Okay, well that's it's not too bad. We can get rid of that. Let's do that now. That's something. I'm going to leave it uncracked so we can get dried up and next turn. Attack for 4. If I played it this turn, it would still be attack for 5, so it's about the same. Oh no, is this Blast Zone now or is this Sanctum? What are they going for? Urza's Tower? Is this Giant Walking Ballista? I could force a Giant Walking Ballista with this other Path to Exile in hand. Ugin, okay. They already had Sanctum of Ugin. Great. Okay. This is going to be a difficult one. If we draw Ethereal Armor, we're 1 off killing them. And we... Kozilek? Fucking hell. I don't know how we're getting the extra point of damage. We draw land, and we can attack our opponent for 5, and that's just not enough. Alright, so that's game over. So Kozilek is when you cast it, whenever you cast a spell, draw 4 cards, annihilate a 4. When it is put into the graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles their graveyard into their library. Big yikes. Alright, so Spirit Link, weakest card. Gadok Tig, extremely good. Force of Vigor, pretty good. Path to Exile, I always board that out against this deck as well. I prefer to have the larger creature on board than Path of Wormcoil. Seal of Primordium. We could maybe bring it in as a 1-of. What am I taking out? Seal of Spirit Mantle, probably. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, look, I'll keep it. You're gonna leave this fetch land in hand. Play the Horizon Canopy to start. Opponent's mulliganing to 6. I don't think we want to attack Chromatic Sphere. That's not right. Gadok Tig is a very good draw. Alright, so let's play our Plains. Let's play our Sentinel's Eyes. And we'll play our Rancor as well. Then next turn we'll play Tig. And then the only card that beats us is Oblivion Stone after that. Or Dismember into Planeswalkers. But I guess we force them to have the removal spell that way. Sylvan's crying. Alright. Looks like they got the turn 3 Tron. Let's hope this Tig is good. I don't see me needing to fetch Dried Arbor this turn. It doesn't speed up my clock either. Well, there's the Dismember, so we bought ourselves a turn. Or 6 mana. What's it? Wormcoil again? Ugin. Man, this feels real bad. We don't have first strike, so we can't really attack into our opponent. Force of Vigor is awful. This is not an artifact, so... Do I want to play Windswept Heath and crack it for a basic, then cycle before I cycle Horizon Canopy, or do I want to just do it immediately? If I draw anything, I can't end the game. He can exile any permanent. So... Alright, let's crack it. I think we need to. Just get the forest here. Fuck off. Alright, well, we can't attack. Hopefully they play an artifact and we can destroy it. This is really bad for us. Alright, from bad to worse, we just lose this one. That's not too bad. Alright. I prefer that to them attacking my auras. That's perfectly fine. We haven't drawn a single aura this game. We've drawn land and a Force of Vigor in 4 draws. We've not seen a single land. I am so glad he's attacking my mana base right now because we are mana flat. He should pick up on that, on the fact that I'm not playing anything. It should be obvious. Maybe he thinks we're just holding a bunch of nature's claims or something. It's not far off the truth. Come on, Daybreak. Alright, you'll do. So if we attack Khan here, our opponent can't neg Khan next turn. They have to plus it. This is super bad because they can still exile with the other one. I guess if they exile with Khan... Well, if we attack Ugin and 1 point goes through, they can exile 2 auras. Where if we attack Khan, they can only exile 1. So attacking Khan here is the correct move. We can trample 1 damage. fucking GG. Alright. Well, these Force of Figures did nothing this game. In other games, I'll hit an Expedition map and win us the match real easy. So yeah, I think that leg was a little bit unfortunate. I don't think I liked the Spirit Lang. I'm gonna take it out, add in the Spirit Mantle again. Which jumped in over here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Alright. Other things about the deck. Look, I think it was just a little bit inconsistent today. I think for the most part our configuration is good and we played it well. We just got variance with our draws, with our opponent's draws, things like that. I don't think I'm going to be looking to change too much for the next leg. I'm happy to run this one back. So unfortunately that's another negative leg. Bit unfortunate. That's alright. We'll get it next leg. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like or a comment down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for daily content and ring that bell for notifications every time a new video goes live. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.